Hello fellow compounders. In this video, I'm going to review 3 approaches to building a dividend income portfolio that pays monthly dividends. And I'll also show you how to create dividends from businesses that don't pay any dividends. A quick reminder, this video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. I am not your financial advisor. You are responsible for your own financial decisions. As you may know from my previous videos, dividends don't increase your net worth, so they shouldn't be a major factor when selecting stocks for your portfolio. We know that dividends are a symptom of a good business, but not having a dividend doesn't mean that you have a bad business. For example, Berkshire Hathaway hasn't paid a dividend in over 50 years, and it's one of the best businesses in the world. The main objective of a business is to generate profits. The profits can be used for 5 things. 1. Pay down debt. 2. Reinvest in the business. 3. Acquire other businesses. 4. Pay dividends. And 5. Buy back shares. Remember that dividends are a distribution of profits to the investors. If a business decides to pay dividends, the most common dividend payment schedule is quarterly. However, some companies pay dividends monthly, semi-annually, or annually. Since most dividend payments are quarterly, in order to create a monthly stream of income from dividends will require some organization. Here are the 3 ways for generating monthly dividends from your investment portfolio. Option 1. Build a portfolio with monthly and quarterly dividend payers. Businesses that pay monthly dividends are no problem. They're easy to put in the portfolio. On the other hand, businesses that pay quarterly dividends will either pay in the first, second, or third month of the quarter. So you'll need to make sure that your portfolio is distributed equally among holdings that pay in each of the 3 months in the quarter. For example, you could have a portfolio of 4 stocks. Stock number 1, Realty Income, that pays dividend monthly. Ticker symbol O. Stock number 2, Altria, ticker symbol MO, that pays dividend in month number 1 of each quarter. That means that it pays in January, April, July, and October. Stock number 3, Caterpillar, that pays dividends in month 2 of each quarter. That is February, May, August, and November. And stock number 4, Chevron, ticker symbol CVX, that pays dividends in month 3 of each quarter. That's March, June, September, and December. By spreading your holdings across businesses that pay in the different months of the quarter, you're making sure that every month you have a stock that is paying a dividend. You will need to balance the size of each stock in the portfolio to be able to get that $1,000 dividend payment each month. It's going to be somewhat challenging to find businesses that you like for each of the payment cycles. And also there might be stocks like Berkshire Hathaway that don't pay any dividends that you might like to have in your portfolio. That's the challenge of building a portfolio this way. Option 2, have a portfolio that holds stocks that all pay monthly dividends. There are around 60 stocks that pay dividends monthly. There are also ETFs that pay out monthly dividends. This option is a bit limited given that there are not that many stocks that pay monthly dividends. But you will have monthly dividends directly from your investments and you won't have to worry about balancing out the different periods in your portfolio. The easiest way to create this portfolio of monthly dividends is to hold an ETF that pays out monthly dividends. Here are 3. You could use the SPDR Dow Jones Industrial Average ETF Trust, symbol DIA, or you could use WisdomTree's US High Dividend Fund, symbol DHS, or you could also use Invesco's S&P 500 High Dividend Low Volatility ETF, symbol SPHD. Option 3. Build a portfolio of good businesses regardless of when or if they pay dividends. First, select excellent businesses that are profitable. Second, determine the amount of dividends that you will receive on a quarterly basis. And third, if necessary, create a sell-off program to sell stock to make up the difference. Make sure that you have enough cash on hand to make monthly withdrawals. In my case, I just need to have $3,000 in cash at the beginning of each quarter. I'll be withdrawing $1,000 each month. The $3,000 will be replenished with dividends received during the quarter and the sales of stock to make up the difference. Let's look at an example. We'll use my cousin Dave's portfolio, which we reviewed in a previous video. Dave's portfolio generates around $4,000 per quarter. If we look at the months of the quarter, we notice that Altria and Pepsi pay on the first month of each quarter, and that McDonald's, Simon Property, Chevron, and Lockheed Martin pay on the third month of each quarter. No payments are received in the second quarter. So if you want to have monthly payouts, we would need to hold a cash reserve of $3,000 to be able to withdraw that $1,000 every month. This cash will be replenished as dividends are received. And at the end of each quarter, any excess above the $3,000 should be reinvested. In this case, in the case of Dave, the excess is $1,016, which would be or should be reinvested. What will happen if Dave wants a $1,500 monthly withdrawal instead? In this case, the dividends will not be enough. He would be short by about $484 each quarter. What Dave should do is sell stock to make up the difference. As long as the business is generating an earnings yield that is above the withdrawal rate, that means that it's making more money than what you're withdrawing, his portfolio should not get depleted. Buffett, in his 2012 letter to shareholders, shows how a shareholder's regular disposals of shares can be accompanied by an increased investment in his or her business. Let me quote Buffett in his letter of 2012. Quote, "For the last 7 years, I have annually given away about 4.25% of my Berkshire shares. Through this process, my original position of 712,497,000 B equivalent shares has decreased to 528,525,623 shares. Clearly, my ownership percentage of the company has significantly decreased. Yet, my investment in the business has actually increased. The book value of my current interest in Berkshire considerably exceeds the book value attributed to my holdings of 7 years ago. The actual figures are $28.2 billion for 2005 and $40.2 billion for 2012. End quote. Basically, Berkshire was earning around 10% per year, and he was selling the equivalent of 4.25%. That is the reason why Buffett's holdings were still growing even though he had fewer shares. So there you have it. You don't need a stock to pay a dividend to be able to create an income stream. Just sell stocks or sell off stock to create your pseudo dividend and you should be fine. I highly suggest selling at a rate that is less than the earnings yield so you don't deplete your capital.